Good afternoon. We're glad you could join us. A signing ceremony today in Calgary between Ottawa and Alberta that paves the way for a pipeline to BC. It's a major energy deal that lays out the groundwork but leaves lots of unanswered questions, and not everyone is on board. Mike Couture looks at the memorandum of understanding, the details, and what it means going forward.
Danielle Smith's excitement could not be contained. Alberta isn't getting a bitumen pipeline yet, but it is one step closer.
This agreement includes a clear path to the construction of an over 1 million barrel per day Indigenous co-owned bitumen pipeline to Asian markets.
If everything goes smoothly, senior government officials say construction could start in 2029. But there's one important caveat.
If there's not a private sector proponent, there won't be a pipeline.
That's just one of the conditions as laid out in the agreement, as is Indigenous co-ownership and collaboration with BC to share the benefits. There has to be a new carbon pricing agreement, and the Pathways carbon capture project must move forward for the pipeline to do the same.
I don't know that the Prime Minister would have agreed to a new bitumen pipeline without Pathways, and we wouldn't have agreed to Pathways without a new bitumen pipeline.
The carbon storage program is key to Canada meeting its commitment of achieving net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. The federal Conservatives are criticizing the process, saying the Prime Minister could push this ahead using existing legislation.
We even supported him, gives him the power to approve it. So we only need him to do one thing for this pipeline to happen. Get out of the way.
A pipeline would go through BC, but that province wasn't part of this deal. And the Bloc Québécois says it's a dangerous precedent.
The federal government making a deal in order to backstab a province and its jurisdiction.
Alberta has until July 1st to submit a pipeline project application to the new Major Projects Office. If all conditions are met, then the federal government will make an exemption to the oil tanker ban on the BC coast. Mike Couture, CTV News, Ottawa.
Business leaders in southern Alberta are optimistic about the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding. While a new pipeline won't have a direct impact on Lethbridge, other key agreements outlined in that MOU are showing promising change. Carson Marsouk explains.
At first glance, we are excited.
It's a sign of optimism in Alberta. While a new Memorandum of Understanding signed between Premier Danielle Smith and Prime Minister Mark Carney Thursday morning doesn't directly impact southern Alberta, business leaders say it does bring great change.
The commitment to help build out interties between BC and Saskatchewan directly impact us here in southern Alberta.
Within the MOU is a commitment by the federal government to increase intertie transfer capabilities between western provinces to build the low-carbon generation and transmission grid that supports growth in oil, agriculture, data centers, and electricity.
One of the barriers is the ability to move electrons out of our jurisdiction. We've kind of been stuck in a bit of an island here with bottlenecks that go everywhere else. This is going to widen those bottlenecks and increase bilateral flow of electricity between jurisdictions, which creates a lot of opportunities for us down here in the south.
He says the renewable energy industry has dried up in southern Alberta over recent years because of those barriers.
Getting the interties in place opens other policy options up for the government of Alberta so that we can create a viable business case for investment in southern Alberta again.
Alberta currently sends electricity to Montana and BC, with the increase allowing more power to be sent while boosting the economy in the region.
That opportunity there is where I can see some real strength in the southern region.
But not all groups are happy with the potential of a new pipeline.
It's a complete betrayal of our climate goals, of our commitment to Indigenous reconciliation, and it's putting the interests of oil profits above all else.
With agreements signed, the business community is optimistic now, but Cindy Crane says all sectors need to continue to grow.
Even though we might have heard some news today, we still need to move forward with tomorrow and the day after, just to make sure that we keep going, so when those projects are ready, no matter what project would be announced, that industry and the communities are ready to take it on.
I'm hopeful that these policies that we're getting in place represent a cooling of tensions between Alberta and Ottawa, and that we can create a predictable environment in which businesses can innovate and invest.
Carson Marsouk, CTV News, Lethbridge.